Whoa, this is the Illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. I am in southern Big Sur in the Coast Range on the edge of the Silver Peak Wilderness on San Martin Top. We're posted up today. We went and hiked in the Mill Creek little redwood grove, and then we went down and hung at the beach. Now we're just chilling on top of the mountain in the shade. Thought I'd give a little life report. Well, I'm in the you come up to Big Sur, and Big Sur is a pretty magical place. A lot of negative ions, which is a great thing to boost your energy field. And Big Sur is a very positive energy field. A lot of just good energy here. This has been a place where a majority of my life I've been seeking refuge from the chaos of the outside world. And I have not been back up here since before Owl was born. So it's 5 years at least. And wow, it's trippy to even say that. So I've got Owl up here, my son, first trip up into Big Sur, and sharing it with him like my dad shared it with me. And it's an interesting thing. I haven't been up here for a while. It seems a little bit, the energy seems a little low, if you know what I mean. And I think that's just the 2020 thing, since there's so much chaos going on out there. But my initial vibe is people seem a little defeated. There seems to be, just looking around at people, there's not that normal smile. It's sort of a little dour. The general population that you see kind of, because I stay out of the main melee of Big Sur and kind of go as I do to where most people don't. But I still have to pass through groupings of people. Like I was coming off a Plaskett Ridge this morning, and there was a bunch of people camping at the bottom of the hill, and there seemed to be a dour vibe about them. They just didn't seem that fired up. And Big Sur, you're usually very fired up. I did pass a couple of the old timers who live up in some of the little private tracks up there. They all seem to be more chipper than normal, actually. And it was funny because I passed these people. We were going into the Mill Creek at the trailhead, and this two women and a dude and their daughter and their dog, their vibe was just so weird. And it's this, everybody's just gotten weird, and you really see it up here. And the thing that I've really noticed that stood out is people aren't taking care of their poop. I know it seems weird, but everywhere you go, you just see toilet paper here and there in weird places, and you never used to see that up here. People really, took care of it. And is that people just giving up, quitting? I don't know. I've really noticed it on this thing, because I like to avoid that's why I stay out of the fray, man, is to avoid things like that. But I've really noticed that the proliferation of little whipped cream toppings everywhere where people would be. And it's, is it new people who haven't really been in these environments, just trying to get out due to the vibe of 2020? Like, oh, let me get away from the city. So they're in these places up here in these hills, and they just don't quite know how to operate and take care of their fecal matter. Or is it people that have just don't care anymore? I don't know, man. I just noticed that I've have my trusty shovel, so I've been, wherever I stop, I just cover it for them, for myself, for the next person type of thing. I don't like looking at piles of toilet paper. And that's not really the rant of it. It was more the energy thing is I've just, even when we were down at the beach, we went to this little cove where we're down at like some little, like, you know, off the beaten trail cove beach, and, you know, a couple people here and there. And even them, they seemed a little just worn out. People seem a little worn out, a little like the impending doom vibe. We're not. We're actually fired up to be out here. Are you fired up, Owl? Yeah, Owl's fired up. He's in the tent right now playing with his cars. He just had some midday hot chocolate. And yeah, it's important, I think, to get out of the grid, man. Get off that grid and into this grid, the natural world. I mean, that's part of the beauty that is Big Sur. Is the phones don't work up here, which is great. I mean, I really haven't tried. I did make the mistake of, we were up on Plaskett and did get a signal, so it snuck in on us. But generally speaking, we're up here, man, up here in the nature. And it just strikes me of, maybe it's never been so important to getting into the nature and leaving that thing behind down there. But that also is leaving, it was funny, we were walking up the trail from the beach, and like some dude came like walking down. You got to kind of walk through the bushes a little bit, and he was like, stop, to put his like mask on. It's just like, you can leave that stuff down there too. Like, I'm up here in Big Sur to get away from all of that madness. So, you know, there's still, like, I don't get why you come all the way up here if you're afraid of getting you should stay home. If you're afraid of getting the coof. But yeah, I mean, it's 2020, man. What a gnarly year. And it's only when I come up to out here and I'm like, got that layer of dirt on the skin, and you can hear the bugs, and it's just kind of dusty, that you kind of begin to like realize how exhausting it is down in the grid, just how taxing the energy of the scared people is. And like, you know, they're vibrating their fear. Like, even if you're not part of the fear circle, you're still picking up on it. It's still cascading towards you. And it's nice just to be away from the people. And I'm even more at a more remote spot than we were last night. So that's good, man. Because even my old safety zone up there had a bunch of people stashed out up there, and more people than a lot of young people. I noticed that a lot of this, it looks like it's all the kids who don't have to go back to college right now. There seems to be that crowd, and they seem a little unsure. I mean, I would imagine that if you're 19 to 24, you're super unsure about what's going on, man. I mean, I'm pretty seasoned at life at 51, but I definitely feel that those young people I'm seeing out there are a little unknowingly rattled. There was one group of surfers that seemed pretty like beach blanket bingo-ish, dude. So I was stoked to see them. But I'll tell you, this is the one thing I've noticed on this whole journey up. The most defeated looking people out there are the ones that are covered with tattoos. I don't know how to explain it. Not your like biker, like tough guy tattooed people. I mean like your hipster tattooed people. They all look up, they look extra defeated, because I think the gig's up for them. no matter which way this thing works out, they kind of lose. Like they lose if the one thing goes one way, and they lose if it goes the other way. And I think they know they've picked a broken pony to ride the race in. Me and the bird, we're free up here, and it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. We got everything we need in our cooler, and it's a lot of work though on that thing. Because we set up camp in a different spot yesterday, and then we cruised around and did stuff all day, and then set up camp here. And I was setting up the camp, and I was thinking about nomadic people who, especially like the Plains Indians, when they would, break camp after a couple weeks and like pack up all their stuff and move across the prairie somewhere. And I was like, gosh, that's gotta be a lot of work. I mean, maybe it's only a lot. It's funny, it's my stuff's more organized today than it was yesterday. So maybe it's just like that too, as you dial in your scene. It's the curse of a sedentary life, right? Too much time in one space. Maybe humans are supposed to be moving around a lot more than we are. I don't know. It definitely, and this was the thing I was thinking, is like, as much as it's time seems to be up in the urban grids, the uninitiated people out in the rural, bad news too, man. That's what I meant. I think that's what I'm like picking up with everybody not knowing how to dispose of their fecal matter properly. There's a skill set that comes with, camping out of the back of your car. Because if you're packing in, like if you're backpacking in, you have to have already like know what you're doing pretty much, or you wouldn't be lugging, 30 pounds worth of gear on your back into the boonies if you didn't know how to poop in the woods. But the car camping thing's a little bit different. I've noticed a lot of mid-size SUVs out here. And that tells me people that are normally like urban dwellers are kind of venturing out a little bit, because the 4x4s, they're pretty self-sufficient. But I've just noticed a different crowd, man. And they don't seem quite as prepared and at ease out here than your person who's prepared. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I don't really know what I'm picking up. The weird part was I saw this friend of mine walking along the PCH, dude, out here in Big Sur with this like skateboard and a walking stick, and a look on his face that just told me he's crossed over into another plane of existence, another experience, dude. I wanted to turn around and talk to him, and then I was like, maybe I shouldn't, man. This is a dude I used to run with, man. We used to run up here a lot, dude. This is a dude I used to spend a lot of time up here with, surfing and doing that kind of stuff. And I saw him, man, and I was like, because there's a spot around here where it's sort of like a magnet for people who've definitely abandoned the grid, but definitely aren't playing with a full deck. And I saw my buddy, dude, head shaved, walking, had that crazy look on his head, like this, walking with this. I don't know where he was going, dude, but I saw him. I was like, oh, it's my boy, dude. But I got my son with me, dude. As much as I'd love him to meet my boy, I'm like, I'm not ready to just throw chaos into my scene yet. I got to kind of come and I'm going to come back and suss the dude out. See what's really going on, man. Owl is an innocent soul. So I don't want to expose him to any sort of additional chaos. I think he's picking up on a lot of the energy out there on Spaceship Earth right now anyhow. So We want to try to keep him as much into the radiating, beautiful, positive energy. Oh, here he comes. Why don't you come over here and say hello for a minute?
Hello.
Come here.
No.
You don't want to come over and say hello? Do you want to tell him? You want me to come hang out in the tent with you? Do you want to tell him about your redwood trees really quick? You don't?
No.
You went to the little redwood city in the creek. Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love redwood trees?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like redwood trees more than sequoias?
I like the same.
Do you like them the same? There you go. Well, I'll wrap up this video. The bird wants me to come hang out and play in the tent during the quiet afternoon before we're going to make tacos tonight. It's very nice. Yesterday we got up to where we were camping and it was like so hot and exposed, and I let him, we went and looked at all the camp spots that you could up here, and I let him pick the one he wanted. And he wanted this one. Didn't you, bird? Yeah? Why'd you want this one? Keep it simple. All right, this is the illusion. Sending love, man. Keep your energy, really guard your energy. Keep your mental space super fluid. Wear it like a loose garment. Really just stay in contact with God and just keep moving through this. And get out into nature however you can, man. Whether it's a walk down to a private tree or a little camping trip or whatever it is. And just please, dude, just bring a shovel with you, dude. If you're out in the boonies, you know what I mean? You're picking up what I'm putting down. I think you might have already watched my public service announcement, or you're going to watch my public service announcement about that. So this is The Illusion signing off from San Martin Top here in Big Sur.